Welcome to Sons of Fire. Today's topic is why most women will die alone. Why is this? Let's get right into it. So, we are witnessing a social phenomenon unlike anything in recorded history. Fewer marriages, fewer committed relationships, and even fewer casual encounters. The data is unambiguous. Participation in the sexual marketplace has collapsed across all categories. At first glance, this appears to be a simple case of shifting cultural values. But when we examine the underlying mechanics, we discover a perfect storm of biological imperatives, economic realities, and psychological blind spots that have created a crisis of connection. Let us begin with the foundational premise. Hypergamy is not a choice, but an instinct. Across every culture and throughout human history, women have demonstrated a near-universal preference for partners of equal or greater status. This is not a social construct to be deconstructed, but an evolutionary adaptation as fundamental as the fight or flight response. Now, consider the modern paradox. Women are thriving while men are stagnating. Childless women under 30 now outperform their male counterparts in education, income, and career advancement. This is cause for celebration, but it creates an impossible arithmetic for mating strategies. If women continue to date across and upward on socioeconomic hierarchies, while young men fail to climb those same ladders, the pool of acceptable partners shrinks exponentially. The situation is further complicated by asymmetric courtship rituals. Despite decades of progress toward gender equality, the expectation that men must initiate romantic interest remains virtually unchanged. Women, even highly successful ones, overwhelmingly wait to be chosen rather than doing the choosing. This creates a dangerous passive stance in an environment where the most desirable men have unprecedented options and minimal incentive to commit. Here is where the temporal dimension becomes critical. The sexual marketplace does not value male and female traits equally across time. A woman's peak desirability typically occurs in her 20s, while a man's value often increases with resources and status assets that accumulate with age. This misalignment creates what economists would call a time-based pricing disparity. The same offer of commitment becomes more expensive for a woman as she ages, while a man's ability to pay increases over the same period. We can model the probable outcomes when we extend these trends forward. There are exactly 5 possible endgames, and their distributions reveal uncomfortable truths. The elite outcome, 1%, maintains maximum standards and successfully secures a top-tier partner through exceptional value or luck. The strategic adjustment, 6%, moderates expectations just enough to attract high-value men before the window closes. The bargain bin compromise, 53%, eventually accepts a committed relationship with a partner of lower status than originally desired. The fire sale, 15%, drastically lowers standards due to time pressure, often resulting in unhappy pairings. The voluntary exit, 25%, chooses, or is forced into, permanent singlehood rather than accept unsatisfactory ops. The mathematics are unforgiving. Even if every top 10% man committed tomorrow, 90% of women could not pair with them by definition. In reality, many of these men delay or avoid commitment entirely, leaving perhaps 6 to 7% of women able to achieve scenarios 1 or 2. The majority will face some version of compromise, not because they lack worth, but because the market fundamentals make this inevitable. The most tragic cases emerge among high-achieving women. Their very success becomes a liability, as the years required to build careers and advance degrees coincide with declining fertility and attractiveness metrics. The men they wish to attract have younger, less demanding options, while the men willing to commit often feel emasculated by the disparity in status. This is not a moral indictment, but a structural analysis. The sexual marketplace obeys its own ruthless logic, indifferent to our hopes or political ideals. Those who recognize these dynamics early can strategize accordingly, whether by recalibrating expectations, becoming more proactive in courtship, or making conscious trade-offs between career and family timelines. For those who don't, the clock keeps ticking. The offers become scarcer, and one day they wake up to find themselves holding a lottery ticket for a drawing that already occurred. The game was never fair, but understanding the rules is the only way to play it well. If you found this helpful, please consider subscribing and liking. See you in the next video.